I was strolling on the moon one day. Look at the size of that rock.
Where were you 50 years ago? I was on a train heading from Penn Station here in Baltimore up to Boston to visit my aunt. We had a family vacation and we were visiting her in Wilbraham, Massachusetts. And it was a little after 4 o'clock when Apollo 11 landed on the face of the moon. If you want to really consider this, but this is one of the biggest moments in television history when you think about it. And then a little before 11, we're all staying up to watch Walter Cronkite tell us about Neil Armstrong taking his first steps on the face of the moon. It was incredible. And we can remember every step of the way back in 1969. And years later, I was working out in Hagerstown, and Al Dodson used to hold a golf tournament in honor of his daughter who died of leukemia. It was called the Vicky Via Dodson Golf Tournament, held out in Frostburg, and he invited me out to interview Neil Armstrong. So I come out there, and here comes Neil. I can remember he was riding in a golf cart alone. He had a golf cap on. He had his golf clubs in the back. He had a golf glove on one hand. And I went up to him. I said, "Mr. Armstrong, do you mind if I ask you a couple questions?" He was polite as could be, but he said, "No, I don't do any interviews, but I will autograph something for you." So I'm searching. I pull out this raggedy piece of paper, loose leaf, and I slip it to him, and he writes, "First man on the face of the moon." Here he is, Neil Armstrong. It's a memory I'll never forget. And just think of those kids back in 1993 at Jarrettsville who were speaking to the astronauts way up there in the space shuttle. We remember. Jarrettsville from space. Space to Jarrettsville.
Commander Ken Cameron and pilot Steve Oswald, who's sitting in a forward seat.
This thingamajig is connected to this whatchamacallit, and it is fastened to what's this? Get the picture? Yes, a Discovery Shuttle commander answering questions live from space.
What's your favorite space food?
Okay, Christopher, the space food we eat is real good. It looks a lot like this, if you can see the camera. Graham crackers, we have food like you might go on a camping trip.
Did you think about being an astronaut when you were a child?
Yes, Mike, I did think about being an astronaut when I was a child. I remember watching John Glenn launch, in particular, when I was a kid.
How do you cook your dinner?
Okay, Charlie, in grade 1, well, we fix our dinner in an oven that has warm air, plus we add water. Most of the food has to have water added to it.
1 minute they were looking up at space. Now, today, they are talking to it.
Kathy, in the 3rd grade, we're closest to the planet Earth, thanks to goodness. We are about 150 miles up and orbiting. We can look out the windows and see a lot of the planet, but we're well above the atmosphere. Over.
I thought that was very exciting, and I liked it a whole lot.
I have goosebumps on my arm right now. It's still a shock.
It was sort of neat, but it wasn't very surprising because I did it before today.
Okay, so this is kind of old hat for you, huh? Don't you love it when technology works? I'm so excited, I'm going to call my bosses at work. Okay. You know, it's amazing. We can talk to the space shuttle in outer space, but I can't get through to my bosses at work. Did I come back to Earth in a hurry? Jamie Costello, News Channel 2 in Jarrettsville. Now we never lose a signal, do we? Never drops out. Hey, listen, we'd like you to share your memories if you were around back then in 1969. What do you remember? Where were you when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins landed on the face of the moon?